Welcome to Here's How We Get There. It's the daily show filled with conversations about business and mental health in a down-to-earth style with real-world language. Now let's dive in with your co-hosts, Kenneth Shark Kinney and Trey Tucker.
All right, Shark, today we are talking about fear, and fear is everywhere these days. So today we're talking about how to overcome fear. And as someone who dives with sharks outside of a cage, I'm going to let you lead this one off. But first, I don't know if you're really the one who's qualified for this because you're probably just a little not right in the head, but I'm going to give you a shot.
Well, regardless of the topic, you are correct that I'm not right in the head. But just a reminder, we're only born as humans with two innate fears, and that's a fear of falling and the fear of loud sounds. Almost everything else that we deal with is manifested, we've manifested this. And so for somebody who swims with sharks, swims and dives with them as a diver, one of the things that we help people way to deal with the anxiety that they may go with whenever they're under the water, but especially when you're swimming with sharks, is just relax and breathe. It's funny. I do that. And when I used to do martial arts training for self-defense classes, we would teach people how to tame that fear and anxiety immediately by just regulating your breathing. But really, I think the most important thing is just starting to face your fear. And that comes with learning to do an assessment of what's around you. For me, if I've got a shark and I know what's in front of me, I know how to handle it. I know how to deflect it and move it away, how to stiff arm it and move it to the side. And they're not the attack creatures that everybody thought they were after Jaws came out, roughly 50 years ago. But people have manifested this because they've been taught to believe that, or they've taught themselves to believe it. For a lot of people, really, it applies not whether you're swimming with sharks. It could be fear of anything else. Understanding how to really assess the situation and learn to process it and breathe and keep your calm is really the way that I help people overcome fear. How about you?
So as a therapist, I try to help people realize that fear is not really you. It's just a part of you that's trying to help you out. It's trying to let you know that, hey, something might not go right here. So what I tell people is that fear doesn't have to run you. You actually can run fear. And the key to overcoming it is, like you said, first get a little situational awareness, kind of get a breath going, take a look around, but then action. Action is the way to defeat fear, because fear wants you to stay frozen or wants you to go the opposite direction. That's the whole fight or flight syndrome thing. So if we can get a couple of breaths, take a little scan, like you said, but then take action quickly, then all of a sudden, what seems scary at first, once we've actually done it, or at least started to do it, not so scary anymore. It's like, I love skydiving, and the first time I jumped out of a plane, my body was going crazy, and so was my brain, basically accusing me of doing something insane, which it was right. But it was only scary until we jumped. And then once we jumped, all of a sudden, what I was afraid of in the past just wasn't real anymore. So that's the idea of fears. It's trying to help you out, but it doesn't really have to run your life. But Shark, give us one takeaway.
Say one takeaway for everybody when you come into that sort of situation, whether it's somewhere you're out late at night and you're in a place where you feel like you're in the wrong place, or you've got that deadline that you need to meet, or you've got a 15-foot tiger shark approaching you from behind. Breathe. Start taking the moment to assess, and that will help you be able to deal and prepare for the rest of the situation much better than if you were in a panic mode. The moment that you're in panic mode and you can't process that internally, the rest of it could go wrong the wrong way. How about you? What's one tip for helping people overcome fear?
So my tip will be basically step 2 from your step 1. If your step 1 is breathe, my step 2 is act. Take action. Once you've gotten into at least as calm as you can get, quickly take some action, because the longer you sit still, the more fear has a chance to talk.
Agreed. Good point.
All right, everybody, have a great day. See you next time.
Thank you for joining Shark and Trey on the Here's How We Get There show. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the show, and visit here'showwegetthere.com. That's here'showwegetthere.com.